You are live. Okay.
Two Tired Dads Talk Talent and Recruitment.
And we're live. Hello, everybody.
We are
Hello, Jen.
live with no technical problems.
That's a good thing.
We're finished. That's the end of the show. See you later.
Good start for the year. Yeah. For this new season. How are you today, John?
I'm good. The sun is out. We're finally being able to show what we wanted to show after all of this time of work. And so it's cool, no? How are you?
Well, I'm very good, very excited. Worked a bit late still yesterday evening to polish a bit what we're going to show, even though it's a first version. So we already have people coming on to LinkedIn. We are very happy to have you today. So if there's any issue like video, sound, just tell us. We are lucky enough that it seems to be working, just in case. Yes.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Mark. Hi, Margot.
Do not hesitate to share that you're here in the comments. We'll be happy to hear from you if you have any question. So I don't know. Actually, we have this event on LinkedIn, and it should have popped up on my profile maybe and created a second event. So if you are there on another video, welcome to. What's new on your side, John? What have you been up to?
I've been doing some French lessons, and with the goal of, initially it was so that I could get my visa, because the French government have increased the level that you need to be at to get certain levels of visa. But fortunately, the French system's not that efficient, so I don't have to do that yet. I have to wait 4 more years, which is fine.
Gives you time to get better at it.
Exactly. Cool. But I'm still putting that pressure on myself to be able to do 1 Two Tired Dads in French at the end of the year.
Oh, okay.
That's
We have people who will, just frame that, record it, make a clip of it if needed. We'll show that to you before the end of the year.
Exactly. What else has been going on? Been working on the newsletter. It's been going well. Lots of gardening, because I'm getting old now, like you. We do gardening.
Yeah, well, that's another thing we have in common, yes.
And for those of you who are in France, I actually went to Trappes, which is a very lovely part of Paris, I've heard.
What did you do in Trappes?
I come third in the go-karting. I'm super happy with myself.
Nice, congratulations.
And how about you? What's new with you? What's going on with the newsletter as well? Have you got exciting news going on there, haven't you?
Yes, newsletter is after it's been 1 year since I relaunched that newsletter. I say relaunch, well, that's actually launched because I've been mostly blogging over the years before, and it's cool. I got a sponsor now. Other ones, contacted me, so I'm very happy
so good.
with that. So it's a new step that's new for me. Well, not completely. We had 3 sponsors on the Two Tired Dad shows last year. By the way, for this new season, if you want to sponsor that show too, we are open to discussions. We talk mostly about recruitment, data, science, and we make sometimes some jokes. But hey, so we have people with us during lunchtime. It's the first time that we try that time, so that's cool.
So, shall we?
Yeah, for today. So you're here to talk about our new tool on the recruitment matrix. But How did we come up with that idea, John?
Well, I
Let's tell
think
that story.
if we go back to the original thing, last year we did a big survey of like 200 people of HR and talent leaders, which kind of was the initial spark of thinking about recruitment data more in depth. And because we've been doing a bunch of work, working with companies on dashboards, data audits, training, that type of stuff, we kept coming up with the same types of problems that people had, same types of challenges. Like you even did a poll on this, didn't you, on LinkedIn? Have you got do you have it on that you can share?
Yeah. So it was on a very simple metric, in appearance, simple, like the time to fill. So you know that time to fill, I wasn't sure in terms of definition if everyone was using this definition from as a metric that goes from to measure time from the day we open the requisition of the role internally to the day or we have a candidate who is offered, or if that's to the date when the job is filled, which are two different things. And well, so it's in French. I'm sorry, this survey was in French. I translate for English viewers. So that's time to fill. Does it start when you open a recruitment and when the candidate accepts the offer, or when it takes his position and it starts? And you see, it's like 50-50. So I didn't expect to have such a difference on a simple definition. And kind of thing, you know, that that resonates with the work that we're trying to do here.
Exactly. And the problem is, as we said, it was that what did we say? It was the same kind of metrics that everyone was following, the similar types of metrics. They were all having similar types of problems, approaching them differently. The same metrics, different definitions, as to what you already said. Identifying which metrics to follow, and then also how do they get people who are not in recruitment and HR to understand what they're trying to tell them. And that was super common between everything. So we got thinking, like, what can we actually do? And we actually started out with a Notion page, didn't we? We were like, oh, let's just put these together for ourselves.
Started that it was like a list with tons of stuff. Exactly. It was made for recruitment geeks like you, or people like you and I would like to read everything and dig into it. But that was not properly what we had in mind.
No, but you know, we kind of like just hashed something out at the beginning, as you do, just to go fast. And then luckily we both did a couple of posts on LinkedIn asking for people about this, and they both went a little bit crazy. And that comes to the point to say thank you for all of the people that actually contacted us to say, look, we would love to give feedback. And we're like, wow, this is so many people. We couldn't get through to everyone.
Yes. Thank you for that. We couldn't reach to everyone. Sorry about that. Like I know that we asked you to comment our post, and you lots of you did, but we couldn't just do like a user interview, like in proper UX mode with everyone. So we did with like around 15 people.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
But all the other ones, if you want to still want to contribute, you will have the opportunity later. We'll explain it to you today. But thanks again for the support.
Exactly. And then in traditional us style, we were like, we can't just do it as a Notion page. Let's actually get it out there and take the feedback people have given and create something more full, which is the website. So this is how we've kind of come up with this kind of like Bible of metrics, and it's something that we wanted to do for the community with your input, right? Like, because we see it so commonly, and we just thought, really, if there was a place where everyone could come together, that we can speak the same language on the actual metrics, how do we calculate that? And we know whether it's in French or English or whatever it is in the future, different languages, this is how we measure that particular metric. And it's something that we all agree on, which comes to like, why now? Why did we decide to do it now?
Why now? Well, we saw it a lot with the clients we're working with, like when we're doing recruitment audits, where we're building dashboards, because that's a thing that we're doing with Presage, like we're building recruitment data dashboards, plugging automatically all the data from all the different sources that you have, and we are, let's say, cleaning it with our data reliability index. So we developed an algorithm that is going to tell you which part of your data is reliable enough so you can use it, and which part is not reliable enough. And so that's where the data that you have in your dashboard, you know that you can make some decision on it. But we always come up with the same issue. We see that most of the companies always focus on the 4 or 5 same metrics, which, you know, can be fine, but it's just because these are the easiest ones.
Steve's
grab.
calling it schizophrenic TA metrics.
Yeah, I like it. And so we thought, yeah, okay, it's not about the number of metrics, of course, because it's not about trying to measure 30 metrics. It's more about, okay, which KPIs matter to what I want to do. And there's lots of different possibilities. And so we needed like that place for us, first for the work that we are doing with products, we needed that place to be a reference to quickly see and show to our clients the different possibilities. And we thought, okay, if we need that, other people need it. And that's why we decided to make it a free tool for the community.
Yeah.
And that's why we did it now.
Exactly. And like we say, when people say, "Oh, look, I don't have the data," and like, "How should I do it? When should I start?" And we like in data, it's like the best time to start measuring is now, because there's no point waiting. And this is why we've decided to do it now. So should we jump in?
Shall we jump in? Yes, I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share that. Just hold on.
Don't forget, if you've got questions and stuff throughout the demo, please just write them in the comments and stuff, and say hi to everyone.
I'm gonna share my screen right now. And oh no, sorry, I shared your screen instead. I'm sorry, John. Really apologize for that. What were you trying to do?
Such a dad joke, that, isn't it?
Okay, all right. Sorry about that. I'll remove it. All right, moving on. So the thing is, with that tool, it's about what you can do. It's not just like a library. It's a place that we wanted to be tailored to your needs. So that's why we're gonna run you through how we built it, why we built it that way. And then at the end, we'll give you the free access to the tool. And if you have questions, you will be able, of course, to ask them like John mentioned. So hold on. Okay, I share my window. Which one was it?
This is the life of Jean-Marie with 1,000 tabs open, but you're in?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, all right. So you arrive on that page, and all you have to do is to click get access to the list. And then you're going to have to, just register. So why register? Because like we told you, we want to create a tailored experience, and we have started implementing some features for that. So
just for context, you can't actually implement a lot of the personalized features without having this particular function. So it opens a lot more doors for later.
Yeah, absolutely. Because we have ideas around that. So I'm just going to use a dummy email address. Here you go.
Hi, Beatrice.
Okay. And then I got my 6-digit codes. All right. And I'll delete that user thing after. So it's just a user anyway, so you control.
Well, at least the automations are working to be sure that we know that it's working. That's a good test, a live test.
Absolutely. So my 6 digits.
And thanks to Leon for your feedback as well, if you're here. This helped us fix this. We had a little issue with that before. So
all right, so we're in. And this is what it looks like. So first, we want to thank all the people who actually contributed through the first user interviews, and all your names are up here. Thank you about that. This is really precious, and I'm very happy. Oh, I broke it when I clicked. I didn't know. All right. The friend is back. So this is what it first looks like. So we called it the ultimate recruitment metrics list. That's very fancy. We don't have a proper name for it. I think it needs a proper name because at the beginning it was a list, but that it's starting to become kind of a product.
So if you have any ideas of names, feel free to pop them in the comments. We're open to ideas.
Yeah. So the idea behind that, you have tons of metrics. We are around 70 right now. That's a lot. That's mostly recruitment metrics. Not only it will keep growing, but we are trying, to do it step by step. 70 is already big, and then of course you can be very interested in looking at all the metrics one by one, and this is what you could do if you had a lot of time. But one of the first feedback that we had when we showed you a list was, okay, but what if I don't have the time? What if I want to access exactly what I need? And that's how we started to build that tailored tool. So, John, as I'm demoing it, I don't have eyes on the question. So just tell me.
Yeah, no, I've got everything. We've got everything up here, so that's fine. So, I've just logged in, right? And I'm a TA manager. What am I looking at? What do I do?
So you have different filters, which we call like pathways. We thought, what matters when you are trying to get metrics? Of course, it matters about what you are trying to assess, because metric is assessment. So you have here your different talent acquisition categories, so candidate experience, DUI. Yes, there are HR development, because the more we go further along your career journey, the more we think that there's tons of stuff that happen in TAs that you can only measure after the onboarding.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why HR development is deeply linked to talent acquisition. High in quality and performance, process efficiency, sourcing, and return on investment. Yes, return on investment is deeply linked to sourcing, and we'll discuss that if we have the occasion with some metrics. But why do we call it pathways and not just filters? Because it depends. Metrics depends on two major factors. It's who you are, what's your role. So it can be like, you can be an HR manager, you can be a recruitment manager, you can be a recruiter, RecOps, employer brand, and you get metrics for you because you want to drive your activity, or maybe you want to show some dashboard, some metrics to other people. So who are you talking to? What's going to matter? So it can be you're talking to, again, your recruitment manager, a hiring manager. We know that tons of difficult conversation can be started in an easiest way. If you have the right data, to back what you're gonna discuss. Head of HR, finance director, CEO, all the people, who could be interested.
And the point is that we want to provide context. Like, we didn't just want to give a list of metrics, because that's not very meaningful. It doesn't give you anything. And this gives you some context around it specifically to you.
Exactly. So let's take over imagine some scenarios like, okay, I have a meeting with my CEO. He wants to know how it's going on with all the talent acquisition stuff in the company. And I don't know right now exactly what he's gonna ask or what he could be interested in. Maybe himself or herself don't know. And maybe I should, be able to offer some propositions. So then it's interesting to check what they could be interested in, and you click here, and you will see what it will filter on the different items, the different metrics that they could be interested in. Or you could have the other scenario, thinking, okay, I'm on a role. I'm a recruitment manager. I don't know what I should be working on first. And then you filter, and you will have the ones that are ways, is because you have a starting point, and then you have an end point who you are talking to. Okay, so and that way you're gonna have the different metrics filtered.
Exactly.
Am I explaining this right, John?
I think so. If anybody doesn't think so, please let us know. But I think this is right. And then what do we do once we have these metrics? Well, how do we use them?
Well, let's take an example. Okay, let's dig into it. Oh, I didn't say, but you can still search by name directly. So you can click on the reset button if you want to reset the filter, and you can search by name. For example, you're interested in the time to fill, and then you get it, and you just have to click on the image, and you can have it. Yes, we could have said, tell me more, but I like to make music references, so this is tell me why. And now you have it in your head, all of you, and I'm sorry about that. I won't put the music on. So let's imagine that I am a recruitment manager and I want to talk to a hiring manager. So what's gonna, sorry, I'm gonna reset that before. I'm a recruitment manager. I want to talk to a hiring manager. What could I be talking about? So of course, for recruitment managers, this is where you have the most, you have tons of them. So I'm gonna open, like we just mentioned, the time to fill. So let's open the time to fill. So you see that all the metrics, at first you have the name, the category, and a very quick definition. Like when I say very quick, like that's the most common one that you could find. We dig deeper when you click on it. So tell me why. Then you get onto the metrics page. And so you find again your most common definition. Then you get a simple calculation. Again, if needed, we come back onto it.
Yeah.
Then we get why it matters. And I really like.
I find this bit, for me, this was like one of the most important bits because it's, again, it's just giving it extra context.
Absolutely. And this is useful for you, but we're not trying to convince you when we tell you why it matters. This is something you can use to convince people within your organization, saying, I want to measure that, I want to implement that, and why I want to do that. This is, something that can help all you HR folks out there. Then the common mistakes that one could do. So, for example, why it matters, indicate recruitment efficiency and hiring speed. Okay, the common mistake, not separating the internal and external hires, of course, because time to fill is not the same because these are not the same process.
Exactly.
And that's it. We could add, in terms of definition, we saw that half of the people won't agree with that definition. Good thing is that you can still have two different metrics, but we not gonna give it the same name. For us, time to fill, it's really the word fill. There's something empty that needs to be filled, and it starts with when a job offer is accepted that it's filled. And especially, I know that we have people. We had like more than 150 people registering to this event. So, and all over Europe, even some people outside Europe. So, for example, in France, the notice period is 3 months. So up to 3 months. So if you hire someone, even if they accept the offer, let's imagine that they say, okay, 3 months notice period, but before starting, I want to take a quick break. You can wait some people for like 3 months and a half sometimes. So it really messes up with your time to fill. So we can't just take the offer acceptance date.
Yeah. And just to say, Steve's given us a couple of suggestions, which we'll definitely take on the types of filters and stuff, which is good. So thanks for that, Steve. We'll share some of the stuff that we'll be adding for V2 a little bit later.
Yeah. And then you have the opportunity to improve it, because of course a measure is always something that you try to get in an idea of continuous improvement. So here we give you some tips to measure it amongst time. And then there's a part that John really likes, the visualization recommendation.
Yeah, this is something that this was a lot of work that we put into putting all this stuff together. But the next one of the things that we really want to work on is this, like actually showing you the actual visuals to use, because a lot of people when I'm talking to them ask like, what's the best way to show this to get my story across? And we'll be doing some work on that, but we'll talk about that later.
And then you get a video. So everything was working technically, but trying to watch this video.
You logged in. Were you showing the kids a video before?
I know why. You know what? Because I wanted to use another browser, and I actually opened the browser that I use for my kid. Okay, that's funny. I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you on my account then, starting from there, because we've seen the process. So
yeah, exactly. But basically, what we've done is initially what we've done is we've created videos. We've done 12 in English, 12 in French, because that's something that hasn't been said. There is that you can toggle between French and English. And we've given a quick 60-second explainer by video, and it's something that we'll try to work on expanding that as well.
So you
There you
get
go.
and it's so you don't have it for all the metrics yet. This will come for the second version, but good thing is you have it like for you have it translated either in French or in English.
Yeah.
So here you go.
This is your 60-second HR metrics explainer. Did you know that your employee skills have an average life of about 2.5 years? So today we're talking about the employee agility rating, because adaptability beats past performance and skills. The ability to learn, adapt, apply new skills over time. It sounds simple, right? But it's not really. Most companies focus on performance ratings. But the problem with that is that they measure the past, not the future. The agility will tell you who's picking up the new tools, who's handling the change, who's solving the problems proactively. Once you start benchmarking that across your teams, there are certain managers that are building more adaptability than others. Can you fix the gaps? Can you focus on upskilling and giving the employees the room to experiment? Companies that prioritize this agility, they're going to be outpacing their competitors and future-proofing the workforce. Ignore it. Left with no top performers who can evolve. The performance tells you where someone's been, and the agility tells you where someone is going. Are you doing anything like that now? Let us know what you think in the comments below.
Okay. And
Obviously, that was time to agility rather than time to fill, but we can update that afterwards.
Well, we just added the one. That's the only file we added. We also
The 16.9 one, exactly. Yeah.
Just wanted to show you what it would look like. And then, there's a.
We've got a couple of questions
Yeah,
as well.
there's a quick design issue that I will. I broke something in the meantime, but I will repair it.
It's okay.
It's a V1. It's a work in progress. So the idea here, we offer you the opportunity to get recommendation. Like if you're interested in time to fill, that you might be interested in the time to hire, the time to impact, time to productivity. So we have different opportunities, and for every metric that you look at, you'll have recommendations of things that could be more suitable to you. We don't know, but we open that opportunity. Then on the specific file, you have a few information. If you want to share that, you can get the link and share it, to your team, or if you want to get the information, send it to you by email. You can share it on the website. We know that most of you are using WhatsApp at work, and when you're in the discussion, hey, remember we talked about that. That's a good opportunity for you to get the information. And if you want to go back to it, then you can save it. So you click on
that point. We've had two questions from a cafe. Well, it was more. Does it have to have an inbuilt software that can update and upgrade various metrics, or is this connected to an Excel file or something else? Not yet. This is purely just you create your pathway based on the selections that you make at the top of the homepage. Not to say that we won't connect stuff later, but that's not right now. And also, Leon, what did you say here? What does it change to search when you mention your role in the audience? So what that's doing is it's actually changing the specific metrics that we recommend based on the.
It filters. Like imagine that you are a senior recruiter. You want to, or we say senior recruiter, and you want you wonder what could be an interesting point of discussion. Sorry about with your recruitment manager, then it's filtered. Of course, anyone could be interested in any metric. We're not saying the contrary. It's more like this pathway is more aware to get into it. If French people are watching this is what we call a grille de lecture in French, and so we call it pathway here.
And also, Mark was saying, do we include the days of the week versus business days as well for the metric, which is.
That's a good point.
It's a good point.
That's a good point. We can't answer that now. But noted.
Good question.
So actually, if you have like other questions that come after, or like feedbacks, recommendation, we've let. I'm gonna move that. We've let a space for you to leave this feedback. Just write it, and we'll receive it directly. And we will really appreciate your feedback, because, like we told you, this is a free tool. So this is a tool for the community. And so, of course, if you give feedback in return, I may say this will help everyone. All right. Is there any other question on the file?
No, I think we're good for that.
Okay. All right. So I was telling you that you can save to your favorite. So you just click that, and then you can find you click here, and you can find all your favorite KPIs here. So you see that I've only selected 2, so I have only 2 showing, and then you can, go back to it later if you need to. So that's how it works. Did I forget something, John?
No, this is what we've done so far. I think this is a good showcase of everything that we've got.
Yeah. All right.
And
so,
go on.
and we didn't mention, we didn't show it. We only mentioned
it.
You can switch for our French people here. So not everything is translated yet, but some of them are translated, and they will be translated next version.
Exactly. So we try to make it as accessible as possible, given the people that we are talking to.
So talking about feedbacks and next version.
Yeah.
What do we have in the tube before we leave you with the tool?
Yeah, we've been taking some initial feedback early already from some people, and even a bit like what Steve put in there is a really good example. So one of the things that we will add is more metrics. So we had limited time, so we had to be selective in what we put on in V1, and we tried to cover stuff across the base. But we will be adding extras, and I think these candidate-centric ones is a good addition as well. We can think about talent intelligence and all that too, but we'll take your lead on that. When we talk about the pathways, again, this will be really specific. Some of the feedback that we received was, what if I'm this size company, or what if we have to hire X number of people? What if I'm the only recruiter? And these types of pathways could be also very, very interesting. We'll try and fill out as much as we can what we've got there so far. So anything that's missing in terms of the videos, we'll try and make sure that we get them done as well. They take a little bit more time with the production and stuff, but we'll give that a go. And as for the final bit, we want to try and lean into this community part, because we've got so many people that are giving us feedback that want to be involved, and we're going to think about how we can incorporate that a little bit more as well, though. So we'll definitely be working on that. Yeah. And obviously, if you have feedback, put it in the form that Jean-Marie showed you in the previous message.
Plenty of ways to contact us.
And we have another message. Steve said, also interested in the sources of the data required to create the metric. It's funny you say that, Steve, because we actually hid that part for this particular. We do have that in the back end. We do have that in the CMS, but we just haven't actually shared it as of yet. What else have you put? The data element, the source systems, the method of obtaining, potentially the way to create the scoring framework, the validation metric, possible ongoing collaboration. Yeah, exactly. So there are a number of those that we have. Some of them we haven't got, but we wanted to make sure we didn't give something that was too incomplete, because
so
depending on the size of the business. Exactly, that was it. We wanted to give something that was more complete for that. But that's a really good point as well.
All right. I just want to tell Xavier, who didn't wait and copied the address to register. Thank you for your enthusiasm.
And that is a good curiosity level there, obtaining the URL. Well done.
That's it. So just so you know, now the Matrix the Matrix Bible is available to all of you here. You go to getpresage.com. So this is the website where we do all of our stuff together, John and I. You know what we each of us has other activities, but Get Presage is what we do together. You can find also all the links to the replays of the previous episode of the Two Tired Dads show. So if you want to look at the previous shows, previous season, and again, we are very happy to have the opportunity, to share that tool and share it with the community. I think it's something that was missing, so cool to be able to fill that gap, and we can't wait to see what you will do with that and hear your feedbacks.
Exactly. So make sure you go to getpresage.com now and have a little play and tell us what you think. We want all the feedback, all the good, and all the stuff that we can do to work on. And thank you for joining us. It's been it feels weird that we've actually now shared this with everyone, considering how much we put into getting that out, right?
Okay. Let's get to it. Let's get to it before it breaks again.
Yeah.
Thank you, John. Thank you to everyone who watched, commented, asked for questions, and have a great afternoon.
Exactly, and please continue to put the comments in the section so we can answer any questions at the end of the show if you have them. Okay. Nice one.
Cheers.
Ciao,
Bye.
ciao for now. Bye.
Two tired dads talk talent and